Welcome back, artistic ladies and gentlemen, to another Fun Friday episode in this Pokémon TCG Online series where I play around with fun and silly deck ideas. And today I bring you a Poliwrath and Politoed deck. For those of you who saw my Diagon Pharaoh is going to be our opponent with a Metal Colorless and a Fighting deck, as well as this Totodile coin. This very nice coin that I've seen over and over the last few days. Maybe it was in a shop bundle or something. We will go first because we won the coin flip. Let's see if we can set up here. We start off with an okay hand, I suppose. At least we have draw support. We can maybe Skyla even for a Shaymin or something. Carbink BREAK, huh? Carbink BREAK and a Fighting deck. That is a slight problem for us, I think. Oh, and it's Garchomp. We had an epic match against Garchomp with the deck from Davidoff. Can we have another epic match right here? I don't run Max Potion in this deck, so I don't think this is as good of a matchup for me as it was with Davidoff's deck. We will draw a couple more cards. Oh, fantastic. We do have the Slowking to help us out, so that is something else. And I'm going to bridge it, there's no doubt about it. Oh, and even a level ball. Let's bridge it first of all here. Let's take a look at our deck. 2 Poliwag and Slowpoke. We have 2 Slowking, 2 Poliwrath, 2 Politoed. How many Poliwhirls? 3 Poliwhirls, fantastic. Escape Rope, 2 an Archie, a Lysander, 3 Sycamore, 2 Sacred Ash, which is good, 2 Rough Seas, Muscle Bands, and Rare Candies. Alright, we are looking very nice, very nice. For now, I think I will just keep it at this. I'm going to grab myself a Poliwhirl with this level ball in the next turn, I think. Or maybe even, yeah, Poliwhirl actually, a Poliwhirl. I'm not even going to grab another Poliwag for now. We will just end our turn. We are not in any danger of getting KO'd at any moment here with the Slowpoke in the active spot. My opponent needs 2 energies on the Carbink to do that. Could Wally, but there is a Corina already, so no Wally. And that Jirachi is completely useless for my opponent. It is a very easy target for our Poliwrath to target with the 30 damage from the snipe. Or we can just snipe Gible. That Focus Sash is irrelevant because we do not hit for the 1-hit KO anyways. Does not seem to attach the Focus Sash though. There's the Hexmaniac. Hexmaniac is pretty relevant. That is pretty darn relevant, Hexmaniac. Gible, alright. An energy on the Gible. Not on the Carbink, that is too bad. We want to move all my opponent's energies to this Jirachi here. That is going to be our plan. Move all of the energies to the Jirachi. I'm so glad my opponent benched that Jirachi. So super glad. Can we do that with our Slowkings? Can we do that? And a pass of the turn. Okay, an Escape Rope. Escape Rope. Let's Escape Rope here. We will Escape Rope into a Poliwag into a Poliwag. And hopefully my opponent promotes the Gible with the energy. Hopefully that is going to happen here. And we can try to move the energy onto Jirachi, promotes the other Gible. Poliwhirl or Poliwag. I'll promote the Poliwhirl. We might be able to knock out this Gible. Let's grab another Poliwhirl here. Or maybe not, let's grab another Poliwag instead. I have decided I'm going to go for the Poliwag. And then we are going to... Yes, it's interesting to Sycamore here, but I want to preserve my V-Seekers. Oh, we miss out on the Politoed. We miss out on the Politoed. That is a bummer. No attack for us this turn. Might as well Rare Candy here into our Poliwrath. In the next turn we can also evolve into Poliwrath. The Poliwhirl in the active spot into a Poliwrath. And then we'll have to Sycamore try to find our Politoed. Try to find our Politoed another way. So let's end our turn. That is a pretty bad hand from the end. Despite getting that Rare Candy, I would have liked to see my Politoed and a Muscle Bands. That's what I was looking for. Corina, I know that was a lot to ask, but... yeah... this was not a good turn for us. This was not a good turn. We are a little bit too slow. Our Escape Rope kind of helped us out. We could though see a switch. We could see a switch here. And my opponent can switch into the Garchomp. If my opponent has Rare Candy for the Garchomp. Rare Candy and a Gabite. Alright. It looks like we will see the Garchomp after all. My opponent can also accelerate from the discard pile if my opponent wants to. There's Rare Candy. And we'll get hit for 60, maybe even a knockout if my opponent has a Muscle Band. The Gabite on the bench there. So my opponent had a much better hand than we did. And there's a strong energy for the knockout. Are you kidding me? The strong energy for the knockout. Turbo Assault. That is so bad, so bad. Yes, I knew our last turn was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. Certainly not because my opponent's... Look at that, my opponent had a blast of a turn from our end. Had a blast of a turn. We will promote the Poliwrath. Could have promoted Poliwag, but I want to start doing some damage if I can. Rare Candy. Might as well Rare Candy again. Might as well. We will play down our Rough Seas a turn too early as well. We will Sacred Ash. Yeah, we want to keep the Rough Seas for when we really need it. And that is most likely in the next turn. Poliwhirl and the Slowking. Alright, let's use our Slowking. Let's start moving energies if we can. Let's start discarding those strong energies, and we cannot. Well, look at that. Look at that. That is a very bad start for us against this Garchomp deck. It looked so good. Maybe I should have just Sycamored after all. Maybe I should have just done that, because right now things are looking pretty grim. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have a counter stadium, then we can heal up a little bit of damage. We can also Floatstone our Poliwrath. There's an energy on the Carbink. And anything else? No stadium, please. Just a Turbo Assault for no energies. I think so. We will we Lyson or will we not? No, we are going to Sycamore. We will have to discard 2 energies after 2 VS Seekers after all. So I should have just VS Seekered earlier on. Discarded my VS Seekers earlier on. Should have just gone for it. There's 2 energies for my opponent. Maybe we'll end them and end those energies back in my opponent's deck. Now I kind of want to go for an end maybe. Turbo Assault for 80. I'm going to Floatstone my Poliwrath. I'm not sure where I will put the other Floatstone though. And there's a Politoed actually. We get the Politoed. Look at that. We get the Politoed. Let's try to move the energy. Can we hit the... Yes, we do. Alright. Let's put the energy on the Jirachi. Maybe not. On the Carbink can hit for 60 at most. Well, with some more strong energies can become pretty impressive. But it's the... I don't really want to discard this energy to see it get accelerated onto a Garchomp. So I'm going to put it on the Carbink actually. Yes, we are going to preserve that energy, keep it in play. Although my opponent might not have expected that, we will retreat our Poliwrath here. Yes, I know. Wait. Shaymin or Jirachi is going to be discarded. Is he talking about the energy? I don't know. I think he's trying to say that we should have put it on Shaymin or Jirachi, but I just want to keep it in play actually. And we are going to retreat here. We are also going to end. Try to find a Muscle Band. Yes, I know what he's trying to say. Yes, alright. Very friendly for my opponent. Very friendly to say that. But I know that, so we are trying to do something different here. You don't want to see the energy get Turbo Assaulted anywhere. So we are trying to keep the energies on the Carbink there. And then all of a sudden knock out that Carbink with maybe a Lyson or something. We are going to keep the Jirachi alive as well. We are going to Steamroll for 80. And put 30 on that Carbink, slowly but surely. So if my opponent now promotes the Carbink, we can one-hit KO that Carbink, and my opponent cannot one-hit KO us. And then he doesn't really have anything to energy accelerate except for the Garchomp. So that is why I put the strong energy on the Carbink there. There's a Muscle Band, that's okay. Discards our Floatstone, that's not okay. That is actually not okay. A strong energy on the Gabite on the bench. And a Corina for the Garchomp, alright. I might need to find my Shaymin for an escape rope or something, so I can escape rope into the other... There's an escape rope actually from my opponents. Can my opponent knock out this Poliwrath? He actually can. Can you knock out the Politoads? This is a tough one. Maybe I'll promote the Slowking. 80 and 20, 100. No, it's a knockout on the Slowking. I'm going to have to sacrifice my Slowpoke here. I need to preserve my other Pokemon. So let's sacrifice the Slowpoke. That's a little bit annoying because now we cannot evolve into another Slowking. But I need to preserve my Politoed. I don't want to miss out on any attacks here. We don't want to miss out on the Float Stone or an Escape Rope. It's going to use the Battle Compressor. It's going to use the Battle Compressor. So the two Garchomps are going to be ready to get knocked out very soon. And there we will get hit for a Turbo Assault after all. We will get hit for a Turbo Assault after all. It's going to accelerate some energies on the Garchomp on the bench. Turbo Assault for 80. And a Strong Energy on the Garchomp on the bench. So that is why I did not want to discard that Strong Energy. Okay. We'll promote our Poliwrath without any damage on it. We'll hit for 60. We need to find a Muscle Band again though. We need to find another Muscle Band. A Lysander. Oh, we will knock out the Garchomp on the bench. We'll slowly heal up. Or we can knock out the Carbink. Put 30 on this Garchomp. Or 30 on the Garchomp on the bench. And then knock out the Garchomp at some point. Or do we simply spread out the damage here? Do we simply spread out the damage? Let's actually try to Royal Flash. It is a Tails. If it would have hit, I would have moved the energy to the Garchomp on the bench and knocked out the Garchomp. So what do we do here? What do we do? Do we spread out the damage? If my opponent retreats into the Garchomp on the bench, then we can knock that out. If he keeps this Garchomp, we cannot knock out this Garchomp. But we still have the Lysander. So I am simply going to... Am I going to Shaymin maybe? No, I want to keep my stadiums for now. I'm going to wait one turn here with our Shaymin. 60 on the Poliwrath. And 30 on that Carbink. I'm slowly but surely going to knock out that Carbink. We are going to spread out our damage and all of a sudden we will come in and hit for a ton of knockouts here with our Poliwrath. There's another Gibble, and a Sycamore. Discards an energy and Gabite. 3 energies in a discard pile. So no Lysander for now. That is what I fear the most, a Lysander. And we haven't seen a single Seeker as well, which worries me. That worries me a lot. There's an Ultra Ball, it's going to discard an N, and a Training Center does not counter our stadium for some reason. The Carbink BREAK, alright, does not want to see a knockout on the Carbink, so he's going to evolve into the Carbink BREAK. That's still okay, I can still target this Carbink BREAK with my Poliwrath. We can knock out this Garchomp in the next turn, then put 30 on the Carbink BREAK. And we can also try to find ourselves a Shaymin for a Muscle Band, so we can Shaymin for a Muscle Band, try to find a Muscle Band maybe. All will depend on the top deck here. Retreats into the other Garchomp, so we will get a free knockout on this Garchomp. We don't even need to use our Lysander. 80 right there. And an energy on the Gibble on the bench maybe. No, on the other Garchomp. Oh, I want to knock out that Garchomp now. I want to knock it out so badly. Let's heal up. Can we find a Muscle Band for the knockout? Let's move this energy maybe. It is a Tails. Nope. I would have wanted to move the... I would have wanted to move it to the Garchomp on the bench and then find a Muscle Band. Let's see. Do we have any more Poliwag? We do. Alright, I'm going to discard these two Shrine of Memories. I'm going to grab myself a Shaymin or a Poliwag. So my opponent is going to knock out our Poliwrath. I could also Lysander the Carbink BREAK and put 30 on the Garchomp on the bench there. Or 30 on this Garchomp. Or 30 on the Gibble. I'm going to grab myself a Shaymin. I want to draw a little bit through my deck here. Through my deck. Or I can simply Lysander the Gibble, knock out the Gibble, put 30 more on the Garchomp on the bench. Or 30 on this Garchomp. Yes, I'm going to Lysander the Gibble. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. There's so many things we can do. I feel like I need to do need to be very smart here. Let's license the Gibble. I'm going to go for the knockout on the Gibble. Don't want to deal with a fresh Garchomp at any point. And then we will Shaymin for 3 more cards. If we find an escape rope, I will use the escape rope, but we do not. We do find a Poliwag, that is good. And we have a level ball. Alright, let's steamroll for 60 on the Gibble and 30 on the Garchomp there. Or 30 on that Garchomp. Yes, we are going to put 30 on the other Garchomp. If my opponent knocks us out with the other Garchomp, we will be able to knock out the Garchomp and take a prize from it. What can we get from the prizes? We get a muscle band. There is a muscle band. That is the muscle band we wanted before. That is the muscle band we wanted before. So now I really shouldn't have put 30 on this Garchomp. I really should not have Seeker for a Corina. That is not a Seeker for a Listener. Corina for another Gibble maybe. Another Carbink. Alright, another Carbink. Can we speed up here? At some point we will take multiple prizes if we can keep our Poliwrath going. If we can keep him going here. It's too sad to see a knockout here. Too bad, too bad. But at least we won't see a Turbo Assault if my opponent goes for the knockout. Actually, he could have knocked us out with the Turbo Assault there. And an energy on that Garchomp. Bite off for the knockout. No Turbo Assault. Can my opponent not energy accelerate anymore? He could actually, but just regular energy, so it didn't really matter. We will promote our Poliwrath. And we'll probably Seeker the Garchomp on the bench if we can finally move that darn energy. Can we finally move that darn strong energy? Yes, we can. Finally. That was about damn time. Then we will find our Listener. Listener out that Garchomp. Do we do anything else? Might as well grab another Poliwag. Or a Poliwhirl actually. We don't have any more Poliwags. Because one just got discarded. We do have another Sacred Ash. Yes, we do. And we can always Archie as well. If we somehow manage to get a hand which allows us to get an Archie. So we are going to... Are we going to attach the muscle band? I don't think so. We are just going to steamroll. No need for the muscle band at the moment. Steamroll, put 60 on the Garchomp and... Well, I am going to put 30 on the Carbink BREAK. Force my opponent to promote the... maybe the Garchomp here. Hopefully promotes the Garchomp and not the Carbink BREAK. Well, actually he's going to promote the Carbink BREAK. I should have done that the other way around. My train of thought was the opposite of what I wanted to do actually. There's a Gibble, so now we'll see the Carbink BREAK accelerate. A Sacred Ash, if the Carbink BREAK accelerates onto the Gibble, then we will Listener out the Gibble. No, actually that was the right play. I think that's what I wanted to do here. Yeah, I think that was what I wanted to do. So we were going to promote the Carbink BREAK, force my opponent to promote the Carbink BREAK, and then we would Listener on whichever Pokemon my opponent would accelerate. We are going to Listener that Pokemon, Listener on our Slowking. Oh, now we need to retreat. Now we need to retreat. No Listener for us then, unless we find our escape rope. Oh, that's too bad. I cannot believe that just happened. I was not expecting a Listener. We had a very good play there. We would have Listenered that Gibble, knocked out that Gibble, and then knocked out the Carbink BREAK all in the same turn. Brought ourselves down with 2 prizes. And there's a Floatstone. That top deck, that was a huge top deck. That top deck was fantastic. Amazing. So let's promote our Poliwrath. And we are going to go for the play here. We are going to go for the play that I was planning all along. At first I thought I had done it wrong, but I did not. I did do it the right way. And we will Listener the Gibble, knock out this Gibble. And there it is! We take the win against this Garchomp deck. But all thanks to the top deck. All thanks to the top deck there. Without that top deck, the game would have been... yeah, I'm not sure how it would have ended without that top deck. Well, that was definitely an interesting game. During the entire game, I was trying to promote or trying to spread out the damage so that at some point we could make a play like this. That was my whole idea, and then leave my opponent without a Pokemon on the field that can really threaten our Poliwrath, because that Garchomp could only hit for 60 damage and we would heal off 30. We even had another Rough Seas, which is only 30 damage on our Poliwrath, and that is not threatening for us at all. And then we could have knocked out the Garchomp as well, and that was basically GG. So all of the game led up to this point, and nearly my opponent disrupted that strategy. Nearly he managed to basically ruin my entire strategy. I could have, all the time, I could have focused on a Jirachi, knocked out the Jirachi, knocked out, maybe even put 30 on a Shaymin to take easy prizes that way, but I decided to go another route and focus on the attackers from my opponent instead. I don't know if that is the right play or the wrong play, but it's definitely a play which in the end seemed to have paid off. Although I have to really thank that lucky top deck. Thank you so much, PTCGO, for that top deck. And yet again, we take a win against a Garchomp deck. We took a win against the Garchomp deck with the deck from Davidoff, the Poliwrath Politoed deck from Davidoff, thanks to the max potions in that deck. And this time around, we take a win against this Garchomp deck, kinda thanks to the Slowking a little bit there, because he failed us most of the game, but in the end there, he came in clutch to move that one strong energy from the Garchomp onto the other Pokemon from my opponent. So this is going to be it from me here today. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed this battle against Garchomp, this very exciting battle. I think this was yet another exciting battle, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Fun Friday deck ideas. I hope you have a truly Carptastic day, and I will see you next time on Meta Monday with a meta deck. I'm not sure which one yet. It's going to be a surprise both for me and for you, but I'll definitely see you there.
Karp, 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 Karp.